got to turn it over to Josh and Jenna. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hey.
Thank you so much for having us. We're super excited to be here with all of you guys, especially those of you who have maybe never heard of network marketing before, or maybe you have been in network marketing before, but you're looking for something else, something that works, something that is for the average person, for the little guy, because I think that's kind of what separates what our company does and what we do as a team versus many other companies and alternatives out there. So before I get into the company too much, I did want to just tell you guys my quick story. I was born and raised in California, 1986. I just turned 32. And you guys, I had a broken broken home. My parents were divorced since, 6 months old. I never saw them together. We had court battles, all that fun stuff growing up. And that kind of really shaped me in the world to really not trust anyone. That's my story, I got married at age 18. Obviously not to Josh because he would have been 13 at the time, and that's illegal in most states, I think. So I got married at 18 to a Marine, had my first son at 19 years old, and that relationship fell apart because I was young and mature and, just in the middle of making my life choices, So fast forward today, now I have now I'm a mom of 2 boys. And you guys, in 2012, I decided I was going to leave the insurance industry and try network marketing full time because I got tired of wearing long sleeve shirts in the summer every day. I got tired of knocking on doors one person at a time, just, in the heat of Palm Springs, trying to sell insurance policies to people that didn't want to talk about insurance. That was my background for 10 years before I found network marketing. And I had tried some opportunities since I was 18 on and off. And I had kind of decided that, this only works for the people that get in early. This only works for the people that already have connections to the top. This only works for people that, this, that, and that. I had my own excuses about what the network marketing industry was. And it wasn't until 2014 when I locked arms and met Josh Zwagil. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about that. We have kind of a funny story too. But in 2014, a few major things happened in my story. So in July is when I met Josh for the first time. And fast forward to a few months later is when I was actually diagnosed with celiac disease. So my health began to deteriorate at this time.
She blames it on me.
I blame it on him because I say in the beginning of our relationship, he stressed me out. But when we met, you guys, we met because he was in the industry already. He was already being successful in the industry. He had his own story, which he's going to tell you guys in a second. And I had a Facebook following, and I was telling him in our very first meeting that I was ready to quit network marketing. I was done. I had enough. I had been burnt by people before. I had been burnt by companies before. I felt like that there was no way for me to win. And, when I met Josh, he's like, yeah, I know how to do it, and I can teach you too. And I said, I will only join your company if you fix the things that are wrong with the industry. If you make your company different than the way all the other companies are run, because I don't think it's a fair level playing field the way it is right now. And that was kind of his mission to get the company started. So without further ado, and I'll jump on in a second and kind of finish up the end of my story, but I want to bring Josh on real quick so he can tell you kind of his side. Why did you start MDC? Why become a company owner at age 23 years old after you've already hit massive success in the industry? Because I think that's what truly makes this opportunity unique. So without further ado, I want to bring up the CEO of the company of My Daily Choice, Josh. So
hey, everyone. Well,
my husband.
Yeah. Well, first off, I just want to hand it back to Aaron and Kathy. I think you guys are doing a fantastic job with your organization. You guys have already hit ranks in the 10K in
3 days.
3 days,
Craziness,
top of the leaderboard. And I already know what you guys are getting paid tomorrow, so I'm not going to say what it is on this webinar, but I know you guys will be super stoked about your first company check. So we're really, really excited to have you guys on board and get to speak in front of your group. Let me just tell you my quick story. I got into network marketing for the same reasons that everybody gets into network marketing. People are attracted to this industry because it's the only industry where you can have time and money at the same time. Like I've always said that you can have a lot of time and no money, or you can have a lot of money and no time. Those are usually, two of the situations that people run into. And if you were like me, when I first got into the industry, it was no time and no money. So when I looked at network marketing, I was seeing all these people like traveling the world, and they're all excited about their products and they're making residual income. And here I am at 18 years old, working a job, living paycheck to paycheck. I've got loads of debt, and I'm watching people fail at traditional businesses. So network marketing just made total sense. I could get in, and where it didn't cost me an arm and a leg to get started, and I could learn from people that have already had success, and then I can apply that to my business and create freedom. So that's exactly what I did. I got into a company, and I didn't know anything about network marketing or choosing a company. In fact, if I could do it all over again, I would do it totally different than, what I did, but I didn't know better. So the first company that came along was the one that I picked, and I was like, yeah, this sounds great. And it was a company out of Utah that created an automotive product. It was a fuel additive. You rip it off, squeeze it in your gas tank. It saves you money on gas. And back then, gas prices were like $5 a gallon. So it really made sense, and I could get behind the mission of the company. So I jumped in, and I took a loan out. I sold some instruments to get started, musical instruments. I played in a band, then I got kicked out of the band as soon as I sold all my stuff, which was kind of funny. So I got into this company, and I did extremely well. The first month I made $4,600, and then I decided to drop out of school. I did the business full time, and I stayed in that company for 6.5 years. And, the 6.5 years that I was there, I built an organization of over 50,000 people. I traveled into 40 countries. I did over 100 million in sales with that one product that they had. And there were people in our organization that were making 6- and 7-figure incomes. We created kind of like a revolution for people. It was incredible. But a couple things happened, and Aaron said at the beginning of this call that he couldn't find the right company. Like, he would get into a company and they would change the comp plan, or the company would shut down. And I ran into some of those same challenges with that company that I was in. They changed the compensation plan at a time in the business where people's incomes were bigger than they'd ever been before. And after the compensation plan change, it was like everybody's checks just went down. We had people that were waking up, and they were calling into corporate saying, I don't understand. Last month I made twice what I made this month, and I'm doing the same exact volume that I did last month. And people were really pissed about the compensation plan change. So that was really bad. And then another issue that we ran into is there was no system that people could use to go out and market their business. And I think that's one of the biggest selling points that we have as a company, is we give people, the tools that they need to go out and create duplication. So I created a system in that company because they didn't have one. And after creating the system, the company called me up and they said, hey, listen, if you don't shut your system down, we're terminating you. And I was the number one guy in the company after 6.5 years. I gave up my college education to be in that business. I put everything on the line. I traveled all over the world into countries that are not safe to travel into, and I was all in that business. And here they are telling me that they're going to terminate me if I don't close the system that I just created for my group. So I said, you know what? I'm going to fly out to Utah. I'm going to meet with the owners. And we had I was a part of the advisory board for that company. So we all met. There were 15 people in this meeting, 15 blue diamonds. Those were the, earners in the company. 13 of them were in my organization in this meeting. And we raised all of our concerns. We're like, hey, listen, the compensation plan change really hurt us. And then they rolled out skincare products, which just confused people. So we just laid out all of our concerns. And the owner, and this was kind of Jen and I were just talking about this. This is kind of the defining moment for me as a network marketing company owner. The owner of that company looked at me in the eye and he said, Josh, if you don't like it, there's the door. And he pointed to the door in that room. And that was the defining moment for me, where it was like, I need to take things into my own hands. I need to really control this. And I'm not going to make the same mistakes that I made being in that company. So, when somebody says, hey, if you don't like it, there's the door, I'm not going to just sit there in the meeting. So I was like, all right, I'll take the door. And I got out of that meeting. I left. And I had some tough decisions to make. And one of the tough decisions that I made was resigning from that company. I was there for 6.5 years. Look, other network marketing company owners, they may tell you they've been in 100 different network marketing companies. I've been in one. I'm a very loyal person. I don't jump around from company to company. I don't like multiple opportunities. I never did that in the industry. That was the first network marketing company I'd ever been in, and my intentions were to make that the last company. I had no intentions of leaving that business, but they forced me to. They said, if you don't like it, leave. So I was like, okay, I'm gone. So I made a decision at that time that I was going to find a new network marketing company, and I built a blueprint for what I want after having this horrible experience. And the blueprint was, you have to have a company that has the right products. You have to have a company that has a dynamic opportunity. You have to have a company that has a fair, balanced, and lucrative compensation plan. You have to have a company that has a system in place that embraces internet marketing. And we say this all the time. It's 2018. Jen has an app where she can get groceries delivered to our house just from her phone. You know, like, she has an app where people will come to the house and walk our dogs. Like, we're in a whole different ball game than back in the day when you'd have to go eyeball to eyeball, meeting to meeting to build your business. So, you know, we really wanted to create an opportunity where people could leverage technology and use internet marketing and not have handcuffs on for them to market. So, you know, we made the decision to start My Daily Choice, start our own network marketing company. And yeah, it was scary. It was freaky because I was 23 years old, never started a network marketing company before. But I knew that, you know, if I was committed to it and if I had the right intentions, that we would create a business that would eventually attract the masses. And that's what's happening. The last couple years have been absolutely incredible. Last month was the biggest month we've ever had as a company. We paid out more commissions than we've ever had in the history of the company just last month. This month we're on pace to do way more than we did last month. So we're seeing exponential growth. We're attracting amazing talent to the business, and we're just really, really excited to bring this amazing opportunity to people.
So let me just jump in and kind of finish up the rest of my story before we get more into depth with the products and opportunity and stuff like that. But in 2014, when My Daily Choice launched, we launched with 3 sprays, Peak, Boost, and Shield. And my first week in that company, I made $3,600, close to $4,000. My first month, I did over $6,000 in sales. And I joined as a rep. I joined as an affiliate because we were just starting out. We were not like together yet. And I was trying to feed my kids. You know what I'm saying? I had 2 little boys at the time, and I just wanted to succeed. I just wanted to succeed on my own. At this point, I had been divorced twice. At this point, I didn't trust any man, okay? I wanted to succeed on my own merit, and I wanted to get to the top one day and say, I did it on my own. So back in 2014, we had a huge push into the market, and I did $49,000 my first month in sales, almost hit 50K affiliate, hit 25K my first month. And then fast forward to 2017, you guys, I'm still struggling with being sick. I had to change my diet to gluten-free. And I remember sitting in the hospital actually waiting to go get a biopsy and a bone scan because they're like, we don't know what's wrong with you, but we know there's no cure. So we'll just try to poke around and see what we can do. You know, if you've ever been in that situation, you understand. And I was sitting and I was reading an article on my phone about medical marijuana because I looked up my issues and the solution. And that's what this article that I was reading said. And I was like, well, that's crazy because I had never been into that before. I had never been into the hemp or marijuana industries before. In fact, I had a bias against it. I was the kind of person that was like, well, that's not for me. But something happens when you get sick, when you get desperate. You just begin to open your mind to other possibilities and to really educate yourself. So I left the doctor's office, didn't see the doctor. And around the same time, Josh met with a farm in Kentucky that had literally the Rolls Royce of all CBD that we could find in America. And he brought home samples. I tried it for the first 7 days and my health completely reversed. I felt like I could sleep through the night again. I woke up feeling refreshed, whereas before I felt like when I would wake up at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, which is kind of late, you know, it felt like 2 or 3 in the morning, just exhausted. I had my hair was falling out, was deficient in all my vitamins. It was a mess. And this CBD oil that I tried was the only thing that worked for me. And when I got my results, I decided, okay, whether this is a MDC product or not, I don't care. Like, we need to launch this stuff to the masses because other people need to experience the results that I have. And I was curious, so I gave the product out to friends and family, and I said, hey, all I want is your testimony. So try it out and tell me what you think. And the results that they came back were phenomenal. And of course, I'm not here to make any medical claims. We can't cure, prevent, treat anything. So I'm just going to say that disclaimer there. But the results that came back from these people were phenomenal. So we started a group. People poured in their testimonies, 200 or 300 a day. Like, it just went nuts. So in the beginning, in 2017, you guys, this is just a year ago, we decided to launch HempWorks. And Josh said, well, this is a great product. What do we call it? And I said, HempWorks, because our hemp works. And you guys, we launched in May of 2017. We merged the HempWorks products into the My Daily Choice business and platform and marketing system. And we went from 0 to 10 million a month almost in just about a year, in a year's worth of time. So the CBD and there's no way else to say that other than this is a rocket ship, and you'd be smart to latch onto this rocket ship while it's going straight for the moon. So with that being said, I want to bring up a little bit about our products because I know I just touched on that. So why don't you talk a little bit about what products that we have?
Yeah, well, one of the things that I think is just so fascinating about what we're doing as a company is the way we've positioned ourselves as a brand. I think a lot of network marketing companies, when they launch, they kind of have a battle cry where they pigeonhole themselves into one industry. Like the company I was in, we were known as an automotive company, and that was it. There was no turning back because that's how they branded themselves. There are companies in the industry that have branded themselves as a weight loss company, and no matter what they launch, they will always be known as a weight loss company. Same thing with skincare, same thing with energy drinks, same thing with digital products. Every company kind of has its niche where they've got into one product or one ingredient. You know, like some companies are just about mangosteen or just about acai berry, you know, and they've pigeonholed themselves into that one brand. So when we started My Daily Choice, the whole idea was to bring in the hottest products, whether it's physical products or digital products, inside of different trending industries. So we did that with the oral nutritional sprays. You know, 98% absorption with the nutritional sprays, beating pills and capsules at 10 to 15%. So you look at what's out there in the dietary supplement space, you know, where people are buying all these pills and their bodies are only absorbing 10 to 15% of the ingredients and the nutrients in those products. So we started with the sprays, and those products to date, 4 years later, we still sell millions of dollars worth of the nutritional sprays. When Jen got into medical marijuana and cannabis when we relocated out here to Vegas, it was really interesting. I met a guy, strangely enough, at the same time that had one of the only compliant CBD hemp farms in the United States, and there's very few of them that are actually compliant, that are doing things the right way. So we're like, hey, listen, this sounds like it could be an incredible product line for us. So we started out with launching the oils. So we have a 500 milligram and a 750 milligram oil, and that milligram count is the active CBD count in the product. So there's a true 500 milligrams or 750 milligrams of active CBD. And these are full spectrum oils. They come in 2 flavors, a natural flavor and a peppermint flavor. So when you have a full spectrum oil, you're giving people over 120 phytocannabinoids in one product. And then when you look at the body, the endocannabinoid system, your body's wired with trillions of receptors that get inhibited as soon as you start taking products that are high in CBD. So that's the reason why so many people around the world, if you look at our testimonials group, there's close to 100,000 people in that testimonials group raving about the products. You look at on social media, you go on Google, you look on YouTube, you see all the testimonials of people using the oils and the tinctures. And so we have 4 of those, which are the full spectrum oils. And then recently we just launched 2 THC-free oils, which is it's another version of the 500 milligram and the 750 milligram oil, which is also peppermint flavor. So if you're someone that you've got a government job, or you're in the military, or you're a nurse, or you're a pilot, and you're subject to regular drug screening, we launched a THC-free oil that will not show up on a drug test. So there's 6 oils total, and then we launched 2 topicals, being Renew and Revive. Skincare topicals. It's got the cannabis sativa oil mixed with a lot of other incredible ingredients, so really good for the skin. And then we launched Relief, which is a topical pain rub. And then we also got into pet products. We learned that the ECS, the endocannabinoid system, is also in pets. Your dogs, your cats, they're wired with the same system. So when you give them CBD in smaller concentrations, smaller doses, they get similar kinds of results that humans are getting. And there's a huge movement right now within the pet market with CBD. So we launched a dog treat, and we launched an oil that's bacon flavored for cats and dogs. So we have 11 products total in the HempWorks line. And let me just say, if you haven't tried these products, just take a look at the CBD industry right now. It's crazy what's happening. I've never seen products and a raw material and ingredient and industry covered so much in the media. When you look online and you type in CBD, it's everywhere. You got the NFL talking about it. You got top celebrities talking about it. You've got the UFC talking about it. So you've got athletes to you've got doctors like Sanjay Gupta, that did a documentary on CBD. You've got Montel Williams, who went on national television and literally cried about his story, about what it's done for him. So you've got all these major people coming forward saying, hey, listen, this stuff works. And we're excited to bring some of the most pure, potent, and effective hemp-derived CBD products to market. So there's 11 products in the HempWorks line. And in 2018, we're going to be adding more products. So we're just really excited to continue the HempWorks, brand, keep adding new products, and make it the biggest CBD brand on the internet.
And while you do need to have an awesome product to have this kind of momentum, you also need a company that pays well. You need to have a good compensation plan. You need to have that opportunity has to be there. You guys, I was able to take my income from about $4,000 or $5,000 a month selling the sprays in our other line to using the HempWorks products to going from 6 figures a month. So, I mean, I can't even explain what that's like. I mean, everybody needs it. You say, hey, I have CBD oil, and people flood to you, and it's just insane. So let's talk about the opportunity just a little bit. Why is our opportunity different? Why is our compensation plan different than everything else that's out there? Because for me, I remember being in other companies working my butt off only for a little bit of income. I remember recruiting the same amount of people. My first month, I put in 74 people. And in MDC, and I made almost $7,000. That's insane. In other companies, I did the exact same thing, recruited the exact same amount of people, and I made half of that. So how are we different as far as the money goes? Let's talk money.
Yeah, our compensation plan is super lucrative. The way it works in network marketing is typically companies, when they launch, there's a lot of people involved. There's a lot of owners, a lot of investors. You got a board of directors. If you look up Success Partners, they're putting out an article today, and My Daily Choice, our company, we're in that article, and they talk about how we've done things more, in more of a clever way, being more of a virtual company than some of the traditional companies that are out there in network marketing. We're actually in that Success Partners article, and it's true. Like in network marketing, some of these companies, they get just humongous offices. They've got hundreds of employees. They have their board that they got to take care of. They have their investors that they have to take care of. There's like 5 or 6 different owners. So what happens at the end of the day to the field with the compensation plan? That's where the money comes from. It comes from you. If you're getting involved in network marketing and you're part of one of these massive network marketing companies, these compensation plans only pay out like 30 to 60% of what they collect because they have to cover their overhead. So what I like about our model is we're kind of in the middle. We're not 100% virtual. We have a home office in Las Vegas. We have about 50 employees between customer service and our warehouse and some of the other folks that are involved. So we have about 50 employees, but we don't have some of the overhead that, typical network marketing companies have. So what we did is we took that extra money and we put it into the compensation plan. And part of that is because both Jen and I, we come from the field. We understand that if you don't pay your people and you don't take good care of them, they're going to find a different company. It doesn't matter how great these products are. They're going to find something else if there's not a roadmap to get a quick check. They can't get a quick check, they're gone. They're going to find a different company. So we put together a compensation plan that pays out up to 85% of the business volume that we generate. Now, I'm going to make a bold statement that I probably shouldn't make. In fact, if my compliance people were here, they'd probably tell me that I'm crazy, but I'm going to say it anyway. Last month, we paid out 82% of business volume. 82%. Now, we say we pay out up to 85%. We paid a true 82% last month. So what I want to do is I want to challenge you guys. If you're a veteran network marketer, you're in the industry, you're looking around at different companies, find me a company where an owner is going to get on a Zoom call and tell you what the true payout was for their last month's commission run.
And the reason it's not 85 yet is because nobody's maxed the comp plan out yet. There's still opportunity.
The bigger you grow as a company, the more closer you get to your threshold of what a compensation plan can pay. But 85% is a huge number for a compensation plan. So let me just say this. We don't want to come across like we're bashing other network marketing company compensation plans because that's not what Jen and I are about. So it's not that other compensation plans in network marketing are bad or inferior or anything like that. It's just that we believe that if those people were over here, they would make more money with the same volume that they're doing in other companies. So it's a super lucrative compensation plan. There's 8 different ways that it pays out. If you're in the United States, you get direct deposit. So when you sign up, you put in your account number, routing number, your direct deposit info. Your money gets direct deposited every Thursday. If you're international, we use Payoneer. So you get a card sent to you in the mail, and all your money gets loaded onto that card. We also pay commissions in Bitcoin too, which is kind of cool. Not a lot of companies are doing that. So if you're into cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, you can put your Bitcoin wallet and get your commission sent to you every week in Bitcoin. So the compensation plan is absolutely phenomenal. We've seen people that have never made money before in network marketing, and this opportunity is just changing their life.
One of my most favorite things about the comp plan, just real quick, and we're going to transition into the system and why the system works. But you guys, we have this thing built into the comp plan called leadership check matching. That's crazy. Let me tell you why that's crazy. Last month, I made about $60,000 just in leadership check matching. That's just for recruiting people like that are running. And that doesn't come from their check. It comes from the company. The company cuts in that extra profit for leaders that recruit rock stars, that recruit people that are working. And the reason why is because when he's traveled 40 countries all over the world, he always had to front the money to go travel to all these markets. He had to pay for his own flights, his own hotels, all that stuff. And he said, you know what, this should be part of the comp plan. We should have a leadership budget so that we can go work with our people if we need to go work with our people. So that was my budget last month. And that's aside from the monthly binary check, which was well over $100,000, over almost $200,000. You guys, it's just phenomenal what this comp plan can do. And it doesn't take a long time to get there. Like, Aaron and Kathy have only been in for a week or something like that. They've done 10,000 in volume, more than that now in less than 3 days, top of the leaderboard, and they're setting the foundation for massive growth. So real quick, we're just going to touch base on the system and why our system works versus, basically why you need a system to begin with. My personal story, I was an amazing recruiter. I could recruit anyone, but then my team couldn't recruit anyone. And I had a hard time teaching them how to duplicate. I had a hard time with the second month. The first month was always awesome. And then the second month, it was like, how do I teach all these people to do the same thing? So Josh developed the system, being in the systems industry for the last 8 years, and worked it out so that my team and your team and newbies can profit using the system with little to no knowledge of how everything even works, which is incredible. So why don't you tell them how the system works?
Yeah. Before I started My Daily Choice, I was in the systems business. I took some time off from building my own network marketing company that I was in, and I decided to sell systems. And I got really passionate about helping people generate leads and get results. And I think that was one of the things that really prevented us as a company in my first company that I was in from hitting critical mass. Was there was no glue that kept everybody together. Everybody was like, there were probably 20 or 30 different systems that people were using in the company to try to build. Nobody was on the same page. Nobody was building together. Nobody was using this. Like, everybody had their own thing that they were doing, and it was counterproductive. So in the systems business, I sold over 50 different systems to network marketing companies. I would go into a company, I would build them a system, and then everybody in their company or in their downline would use that system to generate leads. And a lot of that need was because the company that they were in wouldn't provide them with the tools and the systems that they would need to go market, except for just one replicated website. So there was one huge problem that I ran into that killed the systems business. You ready for it? Here's the problem. Companies would never embrace the system at the corporate level. That was the major issue that we ran into. Is we'd go into these companies and have this amazing system ready to go so that people could use it, and the company would never back it. And so why would they do that? Well, because it kind of competes against their own internal system that they already have as a company. So, I said to myself, when Jen and I launched My Daily Choice, we're like, listen, we have to have a system in place that's going to work for people, that's embraced at the company level, that people can use, that's free. Okay, so that was the other problem too, is we had a lot of resistance from the company. And then because we were bringing the system, we had to charge leaders for it. So there was you had price resistance, and you had resistance from the company. So when we started My Daily Choice, we wanted to make it available for everyone, and we wanted to make it free. And we knew that if we could do those two things and everyone could use the system and promote it, that we would be able to drive duplication, which is the name of the game in network marketing. I mean, if you're not duplicating, you're dying. You're not growing. Your team's eventually going to quit. So you have to constantly be duplicating. So when you bring people in, it's not like you just bring them in and then, wish for the best and hope they go build. You have to bring them in, give them the system so that they can do the same thing that you did to create enrollments. So we put the system together. You get lead capture pages, a marketing site, fear of loss emails that go out, 100% free. We don't charge a monthly fee for it. And people are just creating massive success using the systems, the landing pages. And I've always said this: if you're skeptical about systems, okay, you're a network marketer and you're saying, listen, I've been in the industry forever, systems don't work. Let me just say this: whether you're using an internet marketing system or not, you are using a system of some sort, okay? And your system may be building a list and then calling people on that list. Or your system may be going to Starbucks and piquing somebody, because of, they got a nice shirt on or nice shoes or a nice belt.
3-foot rule.
The 3-foot rule in network marketing. No matter what company you're in, you are using some sort of system to tell people about your business or your products. So here's what I would have to say about that. If you're in a network marketing company and your duplication model is to go to Starbucks to, pique people and find people, you've got a Starbucks-based business. If your model is to go to a hotel and run a hotel meeting, you have a hotel-based business. The only way you can have a true home-based business, which is what everybody says in the industry, we've got a home-based business, is you need to have a marketing system. You need to have a system that people can plug into so that they can build online. If there's no system like that, there's no home-based business. I can't tell you how many people we've met. It's so hilarious. We've met people in network marketing and they're like, oh, we've got this great home-based business, and then they're never home. They're gone. They're somewhere else. They're in a different country building their business. They're never home because they don't have a system in place where they can go on social media, do a video like this in front of their audience and get people plugged into the system. So between the products, the opportunity, and the system, I don't think you can go wrong. It's like the internet marketer's dream. We also rolled out an app as well that Jen has pulled up here that, one click from your phone, you can get any video, any image, any document, one click share it on social media, one click SMS to your contacts.
Syncs to your contacts, and you can swipe left or right to indicate if they're hot or cold, which is really cool because it gives you certain alerts there. You can get all the social media feed pulled up through our HempWorks fan page, My Daily Choice fan page. It's going to be synced up to here. You can even manage your business from here as well. So it's a pretty cool tool because you guys, when you're the person that's trying to go out and recruit, you don't necessarily have time to deliver a presentation to each individual person. Not to mention, if you tried, it probably wouldn't sound as professional if you saying it. If you're brand new, then hearing somebody else explain the opportunity in the business. So what we teach people to do is when you're brand new, the first thing you want to do is take the free tour, right? Which is what you're going to be able to do in this video after, underneath this video when it's posted. Take the free tour. What that does is it opts in the person, whoever's opting in, into the marketing system. So when they log in, they go to the next page, which is a full presentation, which is even more in-depth than this one. And you'll be able to see the genealogy, which means you'll get to see the team that's already being built from the spillover and the massive momentum that we already have happening in this group, in Aaron's team right now. So you get to see in real time who's joining the business and who's going to be on your team already. So that's amazing. And like I said, we have so many tools that literally it's just point and click. Oh, hey, what's the question about the comp plan? Okay, let me send it to you. One click SMS, I can send it to you. I can send it to your Facebook Messenger from this app. I can share any of my websites that's provided in the system. Once you log in and you upgrade your account, you become a My Daily Choice member, you go to My Websites and you have a list of websites that you can choose from and sync that up to your own marketing efforts that you're already doing. So
one more thing I want to just say real quick about systems, which I think are it's so important. I'm going to make another bold statement. In network marketing, there's this thing where people want to find a sponsor. They want to find somebody that enrolls them. And it's always this thing where people feel like they can't have success unless they choose the right sponsor. And what I love so much about this system is that your sponsor could literally be a rock and you could still make money in this business. Because if you leverage the system, you don't need the upline that's on the phone coaching you through every single objection or through every call or every question that you get asked. The system does the telling and the convincing and the educating. And if you can just become a master of leveraging this system, you can make money and hit the top of the company. You don't have to be an expert. Let the system be the expert. Hey, you got questions? Great. Check the system out. You want to know more about the products? Great. Check the system out. You want to know how the comp plan works? Great. Check the system out. You want to get started? Great. Go into the system and get started. If you leverage this system, you will become a top recruiter in the company. In fact, if you look at our leaderboard, the people that are making the most money in the company are leveraging the system. They're not experts. They're not out there, doing talk shows or anything like that. They're out there leveraging the system.
The good thing is you don't have a rock for a sponsor. You have the famous Aaron and Kathy Parker, they have been in the industry for many years. They've hit six figures multiple times in multiple companies, which is incredible. Super hard to do, so kudos to them for that. Like I said, you guys, they are on fire. This team is hitting massive momentum in such a quick time, and we just want to turn it back over to you guys. Thank you so much for having us.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, Josh and Jenna, so much. I know that your time is extremely valuable.